Hey everyone, and welcome. We're John and Lorna, and back in 2023 we decided it was really time for a change. We decided to leave the Gold Coast in Australia, and we sold pretty much everything we owned, including our Harley Davidson, our house, and traded it all for an adventure in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And it's been an incredible journey so far. We've already picked up a new Harley, found a wonderful new home, and even got a Ford Wildtrak. So follow along as we give you a peek into our daily life, our views about living in Thailand, and all our travel adventures. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Now today we're diving into a topic that for many of us expats living in beautiful Thailand often remains unspoken. Now, it's a question that whispers at the back of your mind, especially as the years pass. Do you see yourself aging here and ultimately perhaps even dying in Thailand, somewhere other than your home country? Now, John and I are both over 68, and honestly, we consider ourselves pretty healthy. We've been very fortunate. However, recently we did have a very real and very sudden wake-up call that has brought this question into sharp focus, and probably more and more into a focus as the last few months have gone by. Not that long ago, John had an accident on his Harley. We were away traveling with the bike group, the Hog, up here in Chiang Mai. We had gone down to Khao Yai to a Hog event, and we were heading off after the event to ride down to Phuket eventually, traveling along the way, stopping and just basically sightseeing and having a holiday. However, we didn't get very far on the first day because we did a U-turn on one of the roads after stopping to get some petrol at a service station. And because the ground was unlevel, John had stopped at the intersection to turn, but the bike suddenly tipped over and got out of control. Now, we both came off the bike. Fortunately, I was fine. I didn't get hurt or injured, just a couple of bruises. Yeah, it was a bit of a shake-up, but that was all I got. But unfortunately, John ended up with having his foot pinned underneath the bike, and he pulled his foot out. And as he did that, he dislocated his foot. He didn't realize at that time that his ankle was broken. It was quite painful, but he put his boot on, we got the bike going, we went and we rode the bike, the Harley, all the way down to Hua Hin that day. Unbeknown to us, John was riding with a broken ankle. So when we arrived down there the next day, his foot was very sore and there was some trauma blisters starting to come up, and we had to head off to the hospital for x-rays, which, the result was he had a broken ankle. So that was the end of our holiday. And we then the next day took a flight back to Chiang Mai, had the bike shipped back on a truck, on a van, courtesy of Harley. They were very, very helpful, and they helped us to organize all of that, the Harley, Richco Harley in Chiang Mai. But so on returning back to Chiang Mai, we had to go to the hospital. We actually went to the Ram hospital, and John was very well taken care of. But here's the thing, we didn't have any private health cover. We did have bike accident cover with the bike, but we were out of pocket long term for that. So that experience, as challenging as it was, ignited a much deeper conversation for us. John's made a full recovery, but, it made us confront the very real practicalities and the emotional weight of what it truly means to get older here in Thailand, or if you have any serious illnesses or accidents that could limit you with your mobility, and to potentially face mental or physical challenges when your family is thousands of miles away and your support system is built on foreign soil. So today we want to share our perspective and learn from others and explore the often overlooked realities of navigating your golden years as an expat. Whether you're young or just dreaming of moving abroad, or you're like us, already living here, but starting to think about the what ifs. So this video might be for you if that's the case. We'll be looking at the practicalities, the challenges, but we'll also be looking at some optimistic ideas and solutions to help make those later years as comfortable and secure as possible, wherever in the world you choose to call home. So stay with us for this video, and I'm hoping that it will help you in some way. So what does this mean for your dream of growing old under the Thai sun? So stick around in this video because the answers might surprise you. Because when it comes to healthcare, Thailand truly offers a spectrum. While general visits might feel more affordable than back home, don't be fooled into thinking everything is cheap. Specialized care, long-term support, and especially emergency services can come with a hefty price tag. Now, this is where health insurance isn't just a good idea, it's an absolute essential if you're going to stay here long term. Now, we learnt this firsthand with John's ankle. You do need to look carefully at international versus local plans and critically ensure they cover pre-existing conditions and critical illness and ideally long-term care. Remember, for some people on a retirement visa like the non-immigrant OA or OX, mandatory health insurance coverage is a must, currently requiring quite substantial coverage for both inpatient and outpatient care. Now, on the quality front, Thailand boasts world-class private hospitals, especially in major cities like Bangkok and Chiang Mai here. They're often state-of-the-art with excellent medical professionals. However, if you're in a more rural area, access to highly specialized geriatric care or specific treatments might be limited. And let's not sugarcoat it. The language barrier is a massive hurdle. I know many Western people that have lived in Thailand, especially Chiang Mai, for many, many years, like 20 odd years, and they still are unable to speak Thai and have a conversation with a Thai person. So trying to explain complex medical systems or understand diagnosis when you don't speak fluent Thai can be incredibly stressful and isolating. So always prioritize finding English speaking doctors or having a trusted Thai friend with you. A lot of people have a Thai partner, or even a professional assistant to help you to communicate. We were fortunate that we had support from our Thai friends, and also our medical team for John at the hospital was mostly English speaking, especially at the doctor. So managing chronic conditions also demands community care. Are your regular medications available here? Do they have different names here? Sometimes they do. It's vital to keep detailed, ideally translated medical records and have prescriptions. This makes sure any new doctor has your full history. And for emergencies, just remember that the local number here is not 911. So know where your nearest appropriate hospitals are and how you'll get there quickly. Now, lastly, a positive development is the growth of dedicated longevity centres, or geriatric departments in some major hospitals like Bangkok Hospital. Now, these facilities are specifically designed to cater to the unique needs of older patients, which is a big step forward for aging expats. Now, this next section hits close to home for many of us. So when you're living far from your family, who's going to be there for you if you become seriously ill or incapacitated? It's a question that keeps many expats awake at night. Our friend networks here, while often incredibly strong and supportive, can be transient because friends move, they go home, or they're faced with their own health battles. Now, this can leave gaps in your immediate support circle just when you need it the most. There are also significant cultural differences in caregiving here. As expats, we often don't have that inherent built-in family support system like Thai people do, which can leave us feeling exposed. And this is why exploring community resources is so important. Are there expat support groups, local charities, or organisations that specifically cater to older expats? You need to seek them out, and if they don't exist, consider perhaps starting one. Now, finally, we can't ignore mental health. Loneliness, depression, and anxiety are very real issues for aging expats, especially when health declines. A strong social network and open communication are crucial for well-being. And sometimes the stories we share are not just about proactive planning, but about unforeseen challenges that can turn a dream into a nightmare. So I just want to share a cautionary tale with respect to my friend that truly underlines why these conversations about aging and vulnerability abroad are so crucial. Now, my friend, so let's just call her Sarah. Well, Sarah came to Chiang Mai quite a few years ago for what was meant to be a lovely visit with her daughter. They had plans, they were enjoying the vibrant culture. But then, as many of us remember, the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Borders closed, flights stopped, and suddenly Sarah found herself stuck here in Chiang Mai, thousands of miles from her actual home. But that, what began as an inconvenience, quickly spiraled into a crisis. And as the months dragged on, her money started to run out. And also, tragically, amidst this incredible pressure, her relationship with her daughter, her only close family here, completely fractured. Her daughter disowned her and leaving Sarah utterly alone, financially stranded and emotionally devastated in a foreign country. Now, a couple of years later, her health began to decline. She developed serious heart problems and underwent surgery here in Chiang Mai. But her recovery was incredibly difficult and she just didn't do well. Her medical bills mounted rapidly, far from beyond anything she could cover. It reached the point where her only option was a public plea, a GoFundMe campaign that was set up by some kind-hearted individuals. So to try and raise enough money to pay her mounting debt and simply get her back to America. But thanks to the generosity of strangers, Sarah eventually made it back home to the United States. But tragically, she passed away not long after. Now, her story is a stark reminder of how quickly circumstances can change, how vital a robust financial safety net and a strong personal support system are, and the profound vulnerability of being an older individual navigating a foreign land when your health fails and your family ties are severed. It's a heavy story, but it's one we must acknowledge as we consider our own futures here. So now, let's just talk about the less glamorous but absolutely critical side, legal and administrative hurdles. Maintaining a long-term visa, particularly a retirement visa, becomes even more critical as you age. The financial requirements, like having 8,000 Thai baht in a local bank account or a consistent monthly income, must be met year after year. Missing these can jeopardize your ability to stay here. Even more crucially, you need to think about the power of attorney and a living will. It's incredibly important to have a Thai-specific living will, also known as an advance directive, drafted in Thai and witnessed correctly and ideally by a local lawyer. Now, this ensures your wishes regarding life-sustaining treatment are legally recognized here in Thailand. Without it, difficult decisions could fall to people who don't know your desires, or even to the medical system. And then there's estate planning. What happens to your assets, your property, your bank accounts in Thailand if you pass away? International inheritance laws are complex, so you absolutely need a clear will and to appoint a local executor. And a sensitive but vital topic is repatriation of remains. Have you considered the cost and the logistics if you want to be buried or cremated back in your home country? These are conversations to have now, not later. So beyond the big picture, there are the daily practicalities that can become huge challenges, like mobility issues. Thailand's infrastructure, with its uneven sidewalks and sometimes chaotic public transport, isn't always kind to those with limited mobility. Getting around can become a real ordeal. I've experienced this myself. And then there's home care and assisted living. While options are growing, the availability, costs, and quality of in-home care, nursing homes, or assisted living facilities tailored for expats vary greatly. Now, this is an area that often requires significant research and financial planning. Now, finally, financial management. If you've become incapacitated, who will handle your bills, your visa renewals, and general financial from afar? You do need trusted individuals or professional services in place to manage these essential tasks, ensuring your life here can continue smoothly, even if you can't manage it yourself. Now, I know some of this might sound daunting, but the good news is that with proactive planning, you can absolutely build a smoother and more secure future here. The key is to start early. Don't wait until these conversations become urgent. Research thoroughly, explore healthcare providers, insurance plans, and legal services in your specific region of Thailand. And crucially, build financial security. Create a robust financial plan that specifically accounts for potential long-term care costs, because this foresight is your greatest asset. And focus on building a strong support system. Cultivate local connections with trusted Thai friends, neighbours, or even professional services who can offer assistance. Engage with expat networks. Online forums and local groups are invaluable for information and emotional support. And very importantly, have an open and honest family communication back home about your wishes and your plans, because they need to understand your choices and be prepared to support them. John and I are still healthy and we love our life here in Thailand, but our experiences and the stories like Sarah's have truly underscored just how vital it is to think ahead. It's about taking control of your future, no matter where you choose to call home for your golden years.
Exactly. We hope that by sharing our insights in these challenging realities, we've given you some valuable food for thought and, more importantly, a starting point for your own planning.
Because this isn't just about fear, it's about empowerment. It's about ensuring your peace of mind so you can truly savor the incredible experience of living abroad, knowing you've considered the what ifs and put a plan in place, just like we have done. So if this video has sparked some thoughts for you, or if you have your own experiences or advice to share, please leave a comment below. We love hearing from you and building this community together.
And if you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future discussions on expat life and beyond. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Kapkum Ka.
Kip and cup.